Oh, look, another swimming area. Where are you going, Goose? Why are you just out at night by yourself? You trying to go to Target? Oh, she's trying to go to Target. They're closed, Goose.
Oh, the river goes through the city? That's crazy. Oh, this looks like Dubai, low key. That beach back there was packed. Western is here too.
Right onto North Magnolia Avenue. Then the destination is on your right.
Their stadium is like kind of like University of Washington.
Oh, really?
destination is on your right? Or right?
But there's 3 designated parking spots.
We have the Airbnb. You want to say hi to the camera?
No. No, no. That's a tree.
It is a train.
That's a tree.
We picked an
All right.
interesting week to be in Chicago. So we just missed Lollapalooza by a day, and now it's Chicago Navy Week. So
Lollapalooza.
and there's a water and air show. So you can hear like
Oh, it's pretty solid. Got a little bed, little mirror, calm little closet, little desk. That's cool. Goodness gracious.
Oh, this is cool.
It's a tall building. Oh, I see a first lady right there. Chicago. The buildings are so big. Like, these are way bigger than Seattle buildings.
I'll take some.
See how I said the water's like blue? Or whatever, green.
A summer day in Chicago. This is sort of what we dream about summer being, but usually it's 100 degrees and thunderstorms and such. So we'll take this weather today. We're going to have on a sunny day like this, we're going to spend the entire tour looking up, and there will be times when I'm talking about a building and the sun will be right there with it. So what I'll encourage you to do is get your hand up in the air, block out the sun with your hand, because then you can see the buildings. And remember, I'm not taking questions, so you can wave your hand around all you want. I will not call on you. We're going to start with the white building again, ahead on the right with the clock tower. That's the Wrigley building, 1924, Graham Anderson, Probston White. And it's in a very popular style, neoclassic styles that were popular in the early 20th century. So the bridge we're going to see on the right side of the boat. And down below you're going to see a double-decker roadway. This is called Wacker Drive, and it curves off to the left. The main stem of the Chicago River that we're on right now, which goes from the lakefront to the Fork, is about 1.25 miles long, about 2 kilometers, amazingly straight, except for right here, where it does this S-curve off to the left. Follow the curve off to the left and down to the end, you'll see another tan-colored neoclassic building with a huge temple on the top. This building from 1926 by Yeaver and Dickelberg is known as the Jewelers Building. Told you 1926 for that building. Between 1920 and 1933, you could not legally sell an alcoholic beverage in this country. It was the time of Prohibition. Doesn't mean we didn't have bars in Chicago. We did. They were called speakeasies. And one was in the temple at the top of that building. It was called the Stratosphere Lounge. It's now a corporate conference room. Larger lower part of the building has smaller temples on the corners. Those smaller temples used to hide water towers underneath them. Before these 60s and 70s, these black painted steel and glass boxes, no applied decoration on the outside. In fact, the metal here is painted black on purpose because it's the least decorative color. A modernist thought the beauty in the building was not in the decoration, but rather in the structure. And unfortunately, when we come out front of the bridge and we look at this building on the right, we can't see what the modernist is trying to show us because we're too low down here on river level. But this building is pushed up on a pedestal. The first floor is shrouded in glass and recessed. So if we were up there on street level, we could see columns on the outside of the building and throughout the building. Again, the structure, that was the beauty of the building to a modernist. Running architect. The Pritzker Prize is sort of like a Nobel Prize for architecture. But what makes this building postmodern? Well, first of all, it has color. Now, albeit it is gray and not black, but there are varying shades of gray granite on the outside of the building. It's also not completely regular across the facade like the modern building I showed you. Parts of it recess in, parts of it buff out. First thing we'll see as we come out by the bridge here on the left side is a colonnade at the base of that building. When you can see the top again, there's a colonnade there. Very different than the modern building. But for me, the most postmodern thing about this gray building on our left, if you look at this facade, the skin, the corners, and you go about a third of the way up, you see where those windows look different and bump out. That lines up perfectly with the 55 building across the street. What that tells us is Kevin Roche had to sit out here and thought, how am I going to get my building to fit in with the street wall? And to fit in with what's around you, that's a postmodern thing to do. Engineering. But the problem with this design is we're looking at the north facade. The building is oriented north to south, and our prevailing winds are from the west-southwest, and when winds hit a building, it sways. It should sway. A structural engineer does not want a building to be too rigid, but there's a problem if it sways too much. And the problem is not that the building's going to fall down. A structural engineer has no problem keeping a building like this. Okay, I told you Catch Fire is in that building that just went by. They also did the building and have it on the left of the next block. That's called Bank of America Tower from 2020. Notice the Riverside facade, how it stair steps away from us? Think about how many corner offices there are on every floor of that building. Very popular with tenants. Anybody here going to Lollapalooza? A couple over here, welcome, glad to have you. I just noticed all the young women walking across the bridge, and that made me think of it. Looking ahead on the left into the next block, there's a limestone building, 2 wings jutting out, tower behind, 1929, Graham Anderson, Probston White. That's the Opera House. It's actually much more Art Deco on the inside than it is on the outside. And we come out onto the bridge here, and you look to the left of this limestone building, you're going to see a huge stone wall. And that's where the Opera House is, on the other side of that huge stone wall. Second largest opera house in the United States after the one at Lincoln Center in New York City. And keep the size of this big stone wall in your mind as you look ahead on the left into the next block. The Maroon Building with 2 towers and a low-rise part in the center. That low-rise part in the center used to have no windows. It was a big stone wall. That was a postmodern reference to the opera house. These 2 stone walls were almost exactly the same size.
Whoa, that's trippy.